Well, let's get more on this. We're right here with the National General, or rather Secretary General of this particular union, George Gibore. It's very good to have you on this show.
Thank you very much, Anki, for having me.
99 days, we're looking at about 3 months on strike.
Yes.
What we have just reported, however, is there's a section that's going to go back to work, but a section that isn't. Please clarify that yet again. Welcome.
I want to make it very clear for Kenyan to understand that indeed we started our strike on 1st April after issuing a 7-day strike, which was issued on 25th of March. And subsequently, we have been having a series of meetings with the Minister of Health and also the Council of Governors. We have managed now to have a framework on how to deal with the issues with the Council of Governors and subsequently signing a return to work today. So the members who are under the 47 counties shall resume duty. But again, under the 47 county, we have some 2 counties in respect to Vihiga and Marsabit, which had their own engagement with their strike notice, so they are not going back to work.
Okay.
So for those, we are not interfering because they were even on strike before we started our national strike. So, but again, we encourage that those respective counties that are not affected with this can actually ensure that they come up with a framework to address the remaining issues.
All right, let's get into it, because there are a number of demands that you had put forth, and looking at about 10 to be precise.
Yes.
At the time when you went to court, I think around June 25th,
yes,
there was a court hearing,
yes,
and the government at the time had said there was some lack of resources to be able to implement some of your demands. Now you are saying you've reached some agreement. Are we able to now say the 10 of the demands you specifically put forward are going to be realized? What was really the agreement? Can you give us details? Have you fully agreed on the 10 demands you had earlier on as a union?
So, as it is, indeed, we had 10 demands. Up to date, we have realized fully the approval of our career progression, which was due since 2017. And we are happy that now that can guide the entry point for clinical officers and also their career pathway up to the exit point for all the categories. So that is a key point which was approved by the Public Service Commission. We have also, in the push, I think with the Minister of Health, we have finalized the negotiation of the CBA. We accept the aspect of the monetary, which is now specifically the risk allowance, which was also an item that we had isolated and flagged it for purpose of giving it some good consideration. Because in 2021, we had already agreed that they were to enhance the risk allowance for clinical officers from 3,000 to 15,000, something that has not happened. And some of the government institutions, because of a lot of engagement, they have been saying that they were never consolidated then. So the ministry wrote to the SRC, and the SRC have written back to them requesting that they prove that they can pay, and also to provide information about the ripple effect in the sector. So that is something that they are still working on, and we have not been able to finalize on that particular item. Remember, these are items that also cut across with the county. So, and we want to believe that that's a good point, because all these issues that we're mentioning dates back to 2017, when we actually registered this union and we began the negotiation with the government and pushing for some of these changes. So we are happy that since 2019, again, they walked out of the negotiating table, but now fully they have been on the table since we went on strike, and we have finalized the CBA. With the Council of Governors, it's good to point out that the CBA still have not been negotiated, and if you look at our framework, is that we have agreed that they will do full consultation with the county, because previously they were disagreeing and they had actually moved out of the negotiating table saying we have to negotiate with the individual county. That is untenable, and it cannot be done, because one, we cannot have 47 policy or 48 types of policy, because the CBA is a policy document. So we insisted that it must be similar. And they were insisting that every county has a different capacity. And we were arguing that that cannot be the issue, because governors are paid from the central, they are paid uniformly. The MPs, the senators, the CSM, the chief officers, and everyone. So why is it that they are now thinking that clinical officer can be paid differently? Because we work under one state. We have 48 governments, yes, but one state. So we insisted, and we are happy that the court agreed with us and issued a court order, which you have made reference,
yes,
which was issued on 9th May, directing that we negotiate centrally. And we are happy that at least they have picked that. Within 60 days, we expected to finalize on the remaining part of the CBA that we had negotiated.
And indeed, I'll be coming into timeline.